Please welcome on stage the man of mystery and magic.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Abracadabra. I'm Wolfgang Riebe. It's about magic, illusion, fun, and remember, never any camera tricks. And there's no such thing as magic. It's just clever tricks. And of course, illusions every now and then. Now, I want to open with a mind-reading trick. You heard about the two mind readers that met at the stage door. And the one said to the other one, "You're fine. How am I?" Right, now, I need a volunteer from the audience. And again, at home, please know that this is not prepared. It's done live in front of a studio audience. Whatever you see here, I can do anywhere. Okay? Now, I need one of you, one of the gentlemen preferably, to come up. Are you busy, sir? No? Yes, would you come up onto stage? There we go. Just be careful over here. That's it, right? That's it. And come stand on the trapdoor there. Thanks. And your name? Muhammad. Good memory. Okay, Muhammad, I tell you what. I want you to check. I've got an alarm clock over here that most people have at their bedside table. Are you happy that's normal? I want you to have a look. It says there time. You press the time in. Then you go hour. It changes the hour. And minute, it changes the minute. You want to just click on that and play with that a bit. Make sure it's a regular alarm clock. I'm going to get Muhammad to choose two people in the studio audience, and they're going to give us an hour and a time. And I'm going to see if right now I can predict the outcome of that. Okay? You happy it works? So you're playing nicely? Good. Okay. Now, Muhammad, I'm just going to set it because I just get this vibe here. So I'm going to set it, let's say, to about there. And then I'm just going to set it to a time like this. Okay? Now, what I want you to do, Muhammad, because we haven't met before, is I want you to pick on anybody. I'm going to place it facing away, right? Pick on anyone over here, and that person that Muhammad picks on, I want you to name an hour in the day, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, etc. So point to someone, and then
go with a striped shirt.
With a striped shirt. Name any hour.
4 o'clock.
4 o'clock. Right. So we've got 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock.
How many minutes past or 2? Point to anybody else, Muhammad.
Lady with a band on her head.
The lady with the band on her head. Name any hour, minute. 17. So you chose 4 and you chose 17. Had I set that clock earlier on, Muhammad, at 4:17, what would you say about that? Would that be magic or an illusion? Muhammad, I want you to turn the clock around. Show everybody what's on there. 4:17. Thank you very much. Muhammad, thank you very much for being such a sport. How did I do that? Ooh. And it's time for our street magic insert, so come with me for some exciting fun. Today we're in Pretoria, Hatfield Square, the social hub for the students. Hi guys, hi lady, what's your name?
I'm Kriki.
Kriki, nice to meet you, and you are? Trevor? Nico. Yeah. Do you believe in mind over matter, psychic kind of stuff? Yes or no? No. I like it as a skeptic, eh? Okay. Now, Kriki, what I want you to do is, how about this? I want you to think of a card. Because most magicians say, here's a pack, pick a card, they find it. I want you to think of a card. Okay. And I will name the card for you.
Okay.
Would that freak you out? And you? No. Yes? What do you mean no? Okay. That'd be scary. Okay. So have you got a card in your mind? I said you, I'll name it. Okay? And you don't have to whisper to these guys. I mean, they verify that I've just walked up here and this is impromptu. Okay. The card you're thinking of, I said I'd name it, is called Fred. Fred. I said I'd name it. Okay. Is that scary? Whoa, okay. You're impressed really easy. Okay. Jokes aside, what was the card you were thinking of?
2 of diamonds.
You're not serious. That is Fred.
Is that Fred?
It is Fred. I know you don't believe me. Listen, I've got a pack of cards here. Now, do you agree that I said Fred before you said the 2 of diamonds?
Yes.
That is very important. Now, this pack, it's a regular pack of cards, except, and I can show you there that it's a regular pack, but on the backs, they've all got names.
Okay.
You see, that's Valerie, okay, but that's the 3 of spades. Okay. There's Tabu, there's Peter, there's Sonia, there's John, there's Gayleen, there's all different names, okay? Yeah. Right, I mean, you could have said the 5 of diamonds, you would have had old Larry over there. You said that if the 2 of diamonds got Fred written on it, that was your card. That would be freaky, huh?
That would be
yes. Thank you. Now look, you could have said right next to the 2 of diamonds is a 7 of diamonds, which is Mari. Okay, but you said the 2 of diamonds. Now you know what? Not only Has the two of diamonds got Fred written on the back? It's the only blue back card in the pack. Ooh. That was really cool, huh? Thank you very much. Really appreciate that. Let's go and get somebody else. Right, this is my favorite part of being an entertainer. I found a table of gorgeous ladies, okay? And I want to show them a trick. Now, hi ladies.
Hello.
I'm so glad you let me pop in here and do something for you. Now, it was weird because as I walked past, I got this impression in my mind of one day in the year. For example, the 7th of June. I got this impression that for one of you, one day is of particular importance. Which one of you is it? I think it's you. No, definitely. Now, what is your name? Renee. Renee, there is one day in the year that is of certain importance to you. Am I right? Now, I want you to think of that day. So the day and the month, for example, the 7th of June, as I said, okay? Just think of the number in that month, whether it's a 7, or 8, or a 9, or what, just the number. I get the impression, as I walk past, I got the impression odd. It's an odd number. Am I right? It's an even number. It was close, eh? It was one of you that it's okay, but it's an even number. Now, okay, you don't quite know what I'm trying to achieve here, but you see, earlier on today, I actually took my diary out and I wrote on every page, I wrote cards. So for example, July there, we've got over there, you know, you can see there, there's a ace of spades, they're all different, everyone, and you can see quite clearly every day has got different cards written on it, okay? Now for the first time, you thought of a day in a month, an even number in a month. What was it? 10th of which month? April. I knew it was April, but I was like, no, I did. That's not a joke, huh? Okay, now look, let's go to April, May, okay, the 10th. So if we look at the 10th, right, can you see that I've got over here, the 9th is the Jack of Spades, the 10th is the 7 of Clubs. You could have, for example, said the 12th, you would have had the 4 of Diamonds. We haven't met before, I've just come up to you, and impromptu you've said this, and there's the 7 of Clubs. Now the strange thing is, if I take the cover like this, you see in the cover there, there's an envelope, there's one envelope, agreed? Yes? And in this envelope, I've got a card. If it was the 7 of Clubs, wouldn't that be absolutely freaky? Talk about the stunned silence. Listen, I'm the guy your mother didn't dare mention. Okay, this is so great. At every bench, there are couples sitting eating. Now, I'm like interrupting them in their lunch, and they're allowing me to do this. So, hi, I'm really glad that you've allowed me to take part. I'm not going to interrupt you eating. What's your name? Elsa. Elsa, do you believe in people that can read someone's minds, iemand se gedagte lees? No, you don't. Okay, that's good. That's fine. Now, if you don't mind, I'm going to take my watch off, and I want to set it to a certain time in the day, okay? Then I'm going to give you the watch to hold. Then I want you to name a time and see if I can set it on the time that you name. How's that? Okay? Right? Have you got a time in your mind? Okay? Yeah? Right. Now what I want you to do is I want you to hold the watch away from you, just like that, at the tip. Okay? You got it? Right. So hold it there. Now name any time in the day for me. 4 o'clock. If I'd set this watch on 4 o'clock, would that freak you out? Because I mean, we've never met before. I've just come up to you. She's not easily freaked out. So if I do this, will you be impressed? Yes? Okay, you could have named any time in the day you want. You said 4 o'clock. This is completely unprepared. My watch is set on 4 o'clock. Does that impress you? That freak out. How's that? Eh? Thanks very much. I really appreciate it. Let's go somewhere else. Cheers. Right, I found 2 gorgeous ladies here sitting with their lunch break. They're relaxing. So I thought, well, let's add some magic to your lunch break. And what is your name? Rebecca. And your name? Francina. Thank you very much for volunteering for me to show you something. I've got 3 keys. Now you've heard of these people that use their mind and they move objects, they bend stuff. So I've got 3 keys, and these are all metal keys, right? Would you point to 2 keys? Point to any 2, just any 2 keys. Point to 2 of them for me. That one and that one. Okay, so I'm going to take this one away. Point to another one. Point to one. Just point which one, this one or this one? Point to one. Which one do you want? That one. Okay, so we're left with this one. Now I want you to concentrate, because this even back home, you are going to freak. I'm going to hold this key in my hand like this, and I want you to look at this key, concentrate on the key, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to concentrate, and as I concentrate, do you see that it starts bending like that in my hand at my fingertips? Yes, and I want you to have a look at the key, look at it, to check that it's steel and that it is really bent. Unbelievable, all the power of the mind. It is. I'm glad you enjoyed that. Thank you very much. And now, please welcome my guest for the series, Soli Philander. Yay, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you very much. You know, Wolfgang, I've realized why so few South Africans go in for the magic business.
I've always wanted to know that. Wow.
It's because they've realized you can make more money conning people in politics.
That's so true, huh? True. Yeah, it's like the difference between a politician and a nappy.
No.
They should both be changed regularly for the same reason. Okay, now, let's have a seat. Let me show you a trick. Right, now, here we go. Now, today I'm going to show you something again with cards. Now, you know, when I started magic, I mean, the name Wolfgang, I'm German, it's my home language. And when I learned English, I learned to cut a pack of cards. And because I was German, more fluent at the time, I took it literally. I cut the pack, okay? And this is the original pack that I cut. Now, Soli, you can see that the cards are, I mean, they are all different over there, but I can't
Half different.
Half different. Oh, you are so sharp. Okay. So I'm just going to mix them up like this. I can't do fancy flourishes or shuffles or things like that. So I'm just going to leave that over there. And then exactly here, they are all different as well, right? And I'm going to just mix them up like this too. So we just mix them up there, and then I'm going to spread them. What I'd like you to do, Soli, is I'd like you to touch any card, any half card, for want of a better word. Just touch it. That one. No, keep your finger on it. Oh. Okay, that's because just now everybody's going to say, you moved it, you swapped it. Okay, there. So you want this one here. So I'm going to move this one. I'm going to place it over there. So you had a choice of any half card in this half. Agreed?
Agreed.
Right. Now I want you to choose another half over there. I'll just dump these. Just any half over there. Just put your finger on it, touch it. You got that one there. Right, so you've still got that one. Excellent. Did I influence you in any way? Yes or no?
No.
I didn't influence you in any way.
No.
So again, you had a choice of any of these cards.
Free choice.
Yes. What are the chances of those two halves matching?
I think we're looking at about 1,000,000,003 to 5.
Yes. No, that's you're pretty spot on that. I'm impressed. So this half over here was actually the king of clubs. The possibility of this is, as you said, 3 billion to 5. So that's quite uncanny that you chose the exact same halves. Ooh. Yeah. No. Right. I love it when that happens. You know?
Man.
I know. Would you like me to teach you a trick? Because I know that was quite freaky,
Yes,
and you were like, and I'm going to set this up now. I'll tell you what. This trick is done with a magic wand. At home, you can do it with a wooden spoon, a walking stick, anything. Okay. Now, I've got a high-tech magic wand because in the old days, they were made of wood. And do you know where the word magic wand comes from?
No.
No? Well, originally, a wand was made from wood, right? And a wood you find on trees, okay? And trees have bark. And dogs bark. Okay? And a name for a dog is rover, and a synonym for rover is wanderer, and wander is short for wanderer. Have you got that? Okay, I just wanted to clear that up. Okay. Now, what you have is a wand. Now, you place it in your hand, you rub your arm like this, and the wand sticks there. Look there, no adhesive tape, nothing. You place it there, you do this, and it sticks there.
Okay.
It's really dumb because there's my fingers over that like that. Okay. But of course, that's how the beginners do it. The professionals, they take their finger away and it still sticks there. Of course, now there's a pencil over there. I can't handle, I caught you with that. Okay. Do I need to explain that further? You just, you know, when you're doing this like that, that finger goes over there and you show that and you take it away and wow, you fooled everyone. So
of course, you don't do that trick in Manenberg with a ring like that.
No, of course not. No. Yeah. It's solid gold, you know. It's stamped nickel, but that's the price. It's time for a commercial break. We'll see you later.
What do you call a dead magician?
I give up.
Abracadabra!
Oh!
Okay.
No. Okay. We're going to stick to what I do.
All right.
Now, there's a trick. maybe it's the wrong word, but there's an experiment I've been doing, Soli, for many years, which I'm very well known for. And people always say it doesn't happen in reality. But a lot of you at home have seen me do this live. So I'm going to do this right here with a studio audience. I'm going to ask you to check this phone book out, Soli. I want you to go into the studio audience, sit next to someone, let them check it out with you, so that everyone at home knows it's not crooked or rigged. And it is the latest Johannesburg telephone directory. Okay? Yes. No, okay. So if you'll make your way there, just sit next to someone, find yourself whoever, and then have a relaxing time with them, page through it.
I'm going to sit here next to this gentleman. Are we
If
paging through it?
Yes. If I were to ask you to shout out any number in the Johannesburg telephone directory, whether it is yours or somebody else's, and I would tell you where it is on what page in that book, would that impress you? I'm not going to do it though. Okay. The reason, because no one at home is going to believe that. So I have to convince everybody that what I'm going to do is above board. So first of all, I have over here, well, just a regular stationery pad, which you find in any of the gift shops and stationery shops around. And I also have a pen. These are the ones that they're giving away for free at the post office. Okay, and you don't have one. Okay, now, I'm going to ask 3 different people in the audience. In fact, I'm just going to pass the notepad out, and I'm not going to touch it, because afterwards they say you swapped that around and it was rigged. So I'm going to ask 3 different people to write down on top, horizontally, 3 different numbers, 6 or 7 digit. So when you add them up, you get a 7 or 8 digit answer. That's what the telephone numbers are. You're welcome to write down any part of your credit card number, check account number, whatever you wish. Okay? You know, I failed to see the humor in that, right? So I'm just going to walk out into the audience, pass it on to someone like, okay, would you just write down any number you wish over there, any 6 or 7 digit number. So far, we've got a random number that's being written. You know, I did this in a theater, and once you've done that, just leave it open and pass it to this lady over here. I was doing this in a theater the other day, and as I'm walking along, there's a chap lying across 5 of the seats, breathing heavily. I'm like, where do you come from? And he said, the balcony. Okay, right. And pass it to the lady behind you over there, and you just add another number to that. So far, ladies and gentlemen, and viewers at home, I have not touched that notepad, which is very important, okay? Now, what I'd like you to do, close it, take the pen out, and pass it to like 2 rows behind you. So that I've never touched this. There hasn't been a chance of me being able to swap anything around. This young gentleman over there, so would you open it up? Right? Would you add the numbers together? You know, as you learned in school, from left to right, okay? So you start and add them together. Get the guy on the side to help you as well there. Just add them together and total them up, right? Hurry up, I've got to have the clothes back within half an hour. Okay, no, you use the pen and you write the total at the bottom. I don't have to do it in your mind. The number that they get to, if it is a phone number, would you be happy that this is the number that I attempt to find? If the total is smaller than a phone number or longer, I will let the studio audience decide what to add or subtract. But in this case, there is no ways that I can control the issue whatsoever. Right, if you've got a total, yes, would you read the total out, please?
7889441.
7889441. Did I touch that at all? That number is totally random. 7889441. You have the phone book in your hand. I'm going to move back onto the stage so I cannot see it. I want you to open that telephone directory on the telephone number, or the phone, I'm already thinking of the number, but the page numbers of the phone book on the top left and right hand corners. I want you to open the phone book on page 557. 557. Once you found that page, please confirm that you found it. Have you found it?
Yes.
Go to the second column. The second column, the 5th number down.
011 788 9441.
And that was your total. Do not lose the place. Would you like the name and address? Whatever you do, please don't phone this person. Okay. The surname is Loan. Am I correct? The initials are HA. Would you like the address?
Oh, stop it!
He's moved. If I give you the address, you're all going to go visit him, so I'm not going to. It's now time to go to the spectacular illusion. Welcome, Roxy. Keep your eye on her.